Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is EJ, and welcome to Cultura Vlog 101. That's right, Cultura Vlog 101. This is pretty much a vlog where I will talk a lot about different cultures, ethnicities, different nations, and about just demographics and stereotypes about these people in general and their cultural being and um, involvement in traditions and what they give to this world to make our society a very unique and diverse society. A little bit about me. My name is Elroy Johnson, as I mentioned, or EJ, but Elroy is my real name, as you heard. But anyways, I do run another video vlog thing on YouTube called I'm Creole, IMCREOLE, all together. So you can look it up on YouTube. I think go to youtube.com/backslash I'm Creole. So you can check it out. And I pretty much talk a lot about Louisiana Creoles and who they are, occasions, the differences between the two. That's part of my heritage, as well as African American, as how I was raised as African American. So this video, I'm really going to talk deeply about the African American culture, history, traditions, and some stereotypes in a very short amount of time. So in this video vlogs channel, I really want to kind of talk about different ethnicities, as well as maybe different nations. Like me, I'll talk about Italians, Dominicans, maybe Dominican Americans, or get really specific, like maybe issues within the African American community in Georgia, or maybe things happening within the Latino communities in Seattle, or the difference between Mexican or Puerto Rican or other ethnic groups within the country, like the black population in Colombia, or maybe different things between, maybe the black Jewish population in Israel. So we'll get real detail. I just love learning about cultures, and that's pretty much what I do. And everything from social issues to these cultures dealing, like the decreasing population in Japan. How can Japan bring back its population to ensure that it will continue to be an ethnic group of people into the next century coming up? Different things about that. So yeah. So anyways, African Americans. Obviously, African Americans, the general history behind African Americans is that African Americans were pretty much enslaved here. Here in the country within the original colonies and up north, down south, wherever you look, they were brought here as slaves and eventually gained their freedom, some sooner than earlier. Civil War releasing the South of their ability to have slaves and different things of that nature. According to the 2010 census, as far as the African American or the black population here in the country, let me get the exact table numbers for you all. I believe it is about, I want to say a little over 40 million people. Sorry, I have the numbers here. I have to pull it up to my certain profile. If you do know that just about 13% of this country consider themselves African American or in the demographics of the black population here in this country. It's considered that the African Americans or the black population are actually adding on more children per year than their white counterparts now. So it's Hispanics that are growing very fast, and the Asian community, which you may not know, are actually growing faster than Hispanics and African Americans percentage-wise here in the nation. There's a huge shift right now of going on within the African American or black population of people moving back to the South. During parts of slavery, after slavery, and during the civil rights era, there was this great migration, it was called, where African Americans moved to northern cities in order to find better living and equality and deal with less racial issues, and as well as some of them heading out west. So like places like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, and these northern places. But now there's a huge shift in the coming back, as the South is kind of known as an African American or black cultural haven. And you have places like Atlanta, but the city itself is about 70% African American now, and it's being called the Black Mecca. Cities like Atlanta and Houston and Dallas are receiving huge amounts of population increases by the black population of them coming from across the different areas, especially up north, moving back down to the south. So according to the 2010 census, there's 42 million people of African American descent in this country, comprising 13.6, almost 14% of the entire population here in this country, and the entire country's population being just over 300 million or 308 million people. According to 2010, according to blackdemographics.com, the average family that considers themselves African American has an income of 33,000, just under about $33,800 per year. That is a little bit down from a little almost 36,000 in 2008, but the economy might be able to blame for that a little bit more. So yeah, so like I said, Atlanta is the black capital. A little bit some stereotypes. People believe there are more blacks in jail than college. There's actually research that says that is not true. There is a large population of blacks in jail. Some of that can even be said due to um, racial issues within certain cities and states that maybe someone just filling the jail cells up with African Americans. But the truth is, there actually are more college blacks in college than there actually are in jail. So interesting fact right there. What else as far as interesting information? Interesting information as far as large areas that have a large African American demographics. New York and North New Jersey area is considered the largest area. They have more than 3.3 million black people in that area, accounting of 18% of that demographic there. Followed by Atlanta. The Atlanta area has 1.7. The Atlanta area has about 1.7 million black people within their area, comprising 32%, followed by Chicago, Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia as far as the list. I'm from Texas, so a little bit about Texas areas and Texas cities. Houston, Texas has over a million people within their metropolitan area that are considered black. Dallas, Fort Worth, with just under a million people considering themselves a part of the black ethnic background. A little bit about some overall states. As far as African American population, 16% of New York is black. 16% of Florida is also black. Pretty astonishing. Georgia, 30% of the entire state of Georgia is black. 30% of Maryland is also black. 28% of South Carolina is black, and over 32% of Louisiana is black. In Illinois, is 14%. North Carolina, 22%. Texas, 12%. So it's pretty interesting. Some research has come out that says that maybe African Americans, they historically vote more Democratic than Republican. Even those who might be wealthier off, who might think statistically might consider themselves to be Republican, will vote Democratic because it's very well known that African Americans think more of in a community mindset. So they normally vote on issues that relate to their entire cultural people as opposed to individualistics. It's said that their white counterparts often will vote based on things affecting them and their immediate family, but African Americans normally will vote off of things affecting a large percentage of their people, our people, if you look at it that way. And with that being said, that ever since, especially the civil rights with JFK and things of that nature, the Democratic Party has kind of been seen as a forefront runner in trying to provide equal rights for race relations. Not saying that I'm Republican or Democratic or you should vote either way. That's just a little information about that there. Some of the cultural foods that African Americans eat, I mean, you guys know it's a lot of Southern comfort foods. Some interesting things like chitlins or chitterlings, depending on how you say it. They're kind of intestines from the intestines kind of not the greatest part of the body that it comes from an animal, but it's definitely a cultural food that many African Americans eat, and it takes its roots back to slavery when they had to eat what was left over on the animal that they could be able to afford and different things of that nature. African Americans, according to CNN, are the most religious group in the country, very deeply rooted in their Christian faith predominantly. There are also other religions, some being black Muslims, black Hebrews, and other different types of social groups, but vast majority African Americans are definitely within the Christian denomination. Most of those within Baptist. You have also African Methodist, Episcopal, Baptist, Southern Baptist, Church of God in Christ is also a very large one. And so that's a little bit about the African American demographics population. And hope you guys enjoyed some information about that. And pretty soon I'll be doing another video coming up. I think my next video will be about los Puertorriqueños, Puerto Ricans, a little bit about the Puerto Rican culture and their classification in the Latino community because there are differences within your Latino groups. All right, I'm EJ Creole Boy. That's my nickname. You can follow me on Twitter and check me out, twitter.com/EJ Creole Boy. And hopefully I'll talk to you all soon. And thank you for watching Cultura Vlog 101.